With the Liver King, his entire branding, he's made money off of this nonsense. And I think that is why people are so mad about it. There's nothing wrong in steroid usage. That's a very controversial statement, I get that. But to me, that's like a personal choice. Yes, to some level, you are messing with your body, but then people have different choices. There are people who drink a lot, there are people who smoke, there are people who smoke up. This falls into one of those categories, right? It's a personal choice. My problem is when you lie about it on a platform like his, and there are kids and younger adults, wanting to look like that and ending up on the lines of body dysmorphia, and to which I'm a victim of. So I think that is what people are mad about, is that he made money off of a lie. He built a brand off of a lie.
And when he got busted, he decided to, obviously this is his living. He's making money off of people who believe his story. Now it's exposed. He decided to come out with an apology video. And you had quite a bit to say about that when we last spoke.
Just a heads up, the apology video was 6 minutes 30 seconds, and he spent like less than 15 seconds actually apologizing and the rest of the time justifying it. And some of the nonsense that really bothers me is that he said that the Liver King is a public figure that was an experiment to spread the message to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who killed themselves, are people who are hurting from depression, autoimmune diseases, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life, feeling lost, weak, and submissive. And so it was his job to model, preach, and teach a simple, elegant solution called ancestral living.
Right, and he's specifically targeting men. I mean, if we're clear about it, it's obviously aimed at men when it comes to his workouts, when it comes to the style of living. And this whole idea of targeting weak and submissive men so that they are no longer that way and they can be alphas like the Liver King or like Andrew Tate. Shout out to him, because they're all doing the same thing. They're all going after the same demographic. And unfortunately, a lot of these men, especially younger men, are falling prey to it.
I think this is also very personal to me, because I grew up as an overweight child. And there was always this feeling that I want to be in better shape. And I used to look at all these people. Thankfully, Instagram did not exist at that point. Mm-hmm. God forbid what would have happened. But there was always this image, right? We grew up with Bollywood stars with six packs like Hrithik Roshan and all these people who all obviously do it all natural. They're out of shape, and in 3 months they have a demigod's body. But as a kid, you look at that and you're like, oh my God, so cool. And I want to look like that. And then you start bugging your mom to buy all these expensive fruits and vegetables and cooking with no oil. Mm-hmm. So you can look like that. And then when you don't, you fail, you feel like you're lesser. There's a sense of inbuilt insecurity. You start becoming an introvert. You put less value on yourself.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people out there are on gear. People who are in the public eye, actors, possibly are taking stuff to look the way they look. And you're okay with it as long as they're open about it. And I think a good example of that is actually Kumail Nanjiani, the actor from The Big Bang Theory. No, which one? He was from Silicon Valley. He was on TV. Yeah. He was not in the best shape initially, but he landed a role in one of the Marvel movies. And he basically had to get into shape. And he looked amazing by the end.
De facto requirement, right?
Right.
Like, you have to be in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, six-pack required. Right. But what he did that was different from a lot of people was he actually came out and said, listen, he didn't say necessarily that I was on stuff, but he said, I have the backing of a Hollywood studio to look the way I look. For this transformation to take place, I have the trainers, I have the diet. My whole life became about that. So I know how hard it was and how expensive it was to get to this physique.
I mean, all I'll say in the end is that for anybody watching this and anybody who's says, oh, of course he was on steroids, I'm just letting you know that just taking steroids, PEDs, or being on gear is not enough. Like, if you want to look like a certain way, steroids are just, at the end of the day, a supplement. You still have to go to the gym. You still have to lift those dumbbells. You still have to put in the work, and you still have to have a lot of fucking discipline.